Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to unlock something super powerful, a tool that helps us understand, well, pretty much everything. It all comes down to asking one simple but amazing question: why? So, let's just jump right in.
Have you ever just stopped and wondered why stuff happens? Why does a flower lean towards the sun? Or why does the stock market freak out over some piece of news? That little bit of curiosity we all have, that's exactly what we're tapping into today. It's how we start to connect the dots and see the bigger picture.
Okay, so first things first, let's break this whole thing down into two simple pieces. You can think of it like we're learning a secret code, a code that explains how, well, basically every story and every event really works.
All right, first up is the cause. This is the starting domino. It's the reason something happens, the action that gets the ball rolling.
And you guessed it, if the cause is the why, then the effect is the what. It's the thing that happens because of the cause. It's the result, the outcome. It's the next domino to fall.
So let's look at it side by side. It couldn't be clearer, right? Cause is the reason, effect is the result. Cause is the action, effect is the consequence. It's the why it happens and the what happens. They're a package deal. You just can't have one without the other.
So you might be sitting there thinking, okay, this makes sense, but why does it really matter? Well, here's the thing. Understanding this stuff is kind of like having a superpower. Seriously, it lets you figure out why things happened, predict what might happen next, and just generally make sense of the world. It's a total game changer.
All right, so how do we actually find these cause and effect relationships when we're reading? Well, it turns out writers leave little breadcrumbs for us, these secret clues. Let's go find them.
Okay, so there are these signal words. Think of them like signposts on a highway. When you see words like because, so, as a result, or since, it's like a big flashing sign pointing and saying, hey, cause and effect happening right here.
Okay, pop quiz time. Ready? Here's a sentence. Since it rained all night, the soccer game was canceled. Can you find the signal word? I'll give you a second. Got it? If you said since, you were absolutely right. That's the word that connects the rain, the cause, to the canceled game, the effect. Nice job.
All right, we've got the basics down. We know what clues to look for. Now let's put it all together. I've got a little puzzle for us to solve as a team. So put on your detective hats. It's time to do some real investigating.
Okay, here's the paragraph. I'll read it out loud, and you just listen for that chain of events we've been talking about. Littering harms the environment. When people throw trash into rivers, it pollutes the water and hurts animals. Because of this, many fish die or get sick. To solve this, some schools now organize river cleanup events. See if you can follow the trail.
All right, detective team, first question. What's the big cause here? What's the one action that kicks this whole problem off? Take a second. Yep, you got it. It's the littering. That's the starting point.
Awesome. So that's the cause. Now, what about the effects? What are the results of that littering? The paragraph gives us a few. Can you spot two of them? Right. The water gets polluted and the animals get hurt. It's a perfect example of how one single cause can branch out and create a bunch of different effects.
And here's where it gets really powerful. Once you know the cause and you see the effects, you can actually start thinking about solutions. So what's the solution they came up with in the paragraph? Yep, the school cleanups. See how that works? Understanding the why of the problem points you right to the solution. It's so cool.
And that's the real takeaway here, you guys. This is so much bigger than just reading a paragraph. This is about life. Every single choice you make every day, no matter how tiny it feels, it's a cause, and it's going to have an effect. It's like throwing a pebble in a pond. Even a small one creates ripples.
Just listen to this for a second. One small choice, and suddenly the world moves with new meaning. Wow, that really hits home, doesn't it? One little decision can completely change everything that comes after. That's the real-world power we're talking about. You know, there's a great story that shows this perfectly. The story of Jonah. When he chose to disobey, what happened? Bam! A huge storm, and he ends up inside a giant fish, right? That's a pretty clear effect. But then, later, when he chooses to obey, what happens? A whole city is saved. See? Two different choices, two totally different, powerful results.
And this really brings us to the heart of it all. The reason we're even talking about this isn't just to get better at reading. It's to get better at living. It's about taking this idea and actually applying it to our own lives.
I want you to really let this sink in. What you do matters. Every choice you make is a cause. And when you really truly start to get why things happen because of those choices, you just naturally become more responsible. You start to think a little more before you act, and well, that's wisdom.
So, when all is said and done, what's the big takeaway today? It's this. Understanding cause and effect isn't just some school subject. It's a tool for life. When you get why your actions lead to certain results, you can start making better choices on purpose. You can choose to create good things for yourself and for the people around you. That is the real power of asking why. It gives you the power to create the kind of world you want to live in. And that, right there, is an amazing effect to shoot for.